Hello. So we have Hannah Escalante.
Yes.
I always remember her name from in the computer, Escalante. And Hannah worked with us. When did you first start here?
I started, I believe, in 2010.
2010. Really?
No, 2000. Sorry.
I was like, wait.
In 20, was it
all comes
2019, I believe?
Okay, right before
Yes.
COVID.
Yes.
So she started our associate program, and she worked with Rosa. Shout out to Rosa. And Rosa was an awesome stylist that now lives in Miami. And it's glitz and glammy, beautiful. And she learned so much from her, even the way you were blow drying. She blew drying my hair today, and it still reminded me of Rosa. It's amazing all the little things that remind you.
Yes.
So she learned a lot from Rosa, and then she took a brief break and went to
Tennessee for 2.5 years almost.
She has her hubby and her little girl.
Yes.
How old's your daughter now?
She's 12.
12.
She's
Oh
12
my
going
gosh!
on
Wow.
17. Yes.
I feel like that's all little girl. It's amazing. I was with Mila in the mall, and I thought my daughter was like Miss Thing. Those little girls they all have Lululemon. I'm like,
I know.
everybody.
Yes.
I just can't believe.
And they know about it too.
Oh
They're
my gosh! I
It's
thought,
unbelievable.
wow, it's definitely it's here. It's happening. No. 12 scares me. What's it like 12 year? What's she like at 12? What's that?
Oh my God.
I
Nothing.
mean, we're at 10, and my daughter's 10, and I am nervous for.
Yeah, no, 12, she's kind of like, I don't like to, she likes sports, so she started playing
Oh,
volleyball.
that's good.
But like playing Barbies and all that, it's gone.
There's no more.
Cry, no more Barbies.
We're getting older
No more
now,
Disney.
and they're growing up. It's so interesting seeing like
Bittersweet.
us as mothers, us watching us grow up and our children grow up at the same time. It's just so interesting to see how here we are.
Everything's changed.
And it's weird because I feel like a lot of women nowadays, like they are able to look younger longer. So, they'll be like 40-year-olds with 18-year-olds, but the 40-year-olds look like.
That's her sister.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so crazy. Because you look young too. I'm like, oh, this is so. When did you came back? So Hannah left. She moved to Tennessee, and you were a stylist there as well.
I was, yes.
And you worked at another salon. What was that like?
It was amazing.
Like a good experience?
I have to say, experience-wise, I grew so much.
What town were you in?
In Hickson, Tennessee, in Chattanooga.
Let's see. I know Chattanooga. Yeah. Interesting. Is that? I feel like
very
Tennessee's like
small.
booming.
It is, but it has like it's little towns,
little suburb type thing.
Yes.
Oh,
But
what was it like? Moving from Naples to Tennessee. What was that like?
it was different.
When for your daughter, like going to a new school and stuff?
I think she adapted very well.
Oh, that's good.
Just because you get all the seasons and.
Oh, so
Yeah.
so it was a good experience for your
Yes.
family.
It was really good experience, but we're glad to be back with
And
family.
I feel like you learned a lot, like, because when she was here, she was in the associate program. We were trying to kick her out of the nest.
Yes.
We were like, you got it, you can do it, you can go fly, and because I could see
self-confidence.
I could see your
sure.
talent. But I could also see her doubt herself. So she moved and then came back, and I noticed it immediately. You're just like, it was amazing. I have to I've been telling everybody this actually. I give you props too. When we did the Princess Moms, she. Like when we did 1,100 princesses company wide, and we offered all the mothers who came in 50% off if they wanted to also come in for an appointment for them. And Hannah was out there like excited to talk about hair with
Yes.
them. Like, and that's the self-confidence part that I think for some of the stylists that are still growing, that's what they struggle with. So, but to see you, I was like, you should see Hannah. Hannah's talking about it. She's telling, like, you're excited about hair, you know, and telling that you want, this would be cool. We could do this. And that's what people think it's like your stylists get nervous because they're like, oh, I don't want to sell somebody something. But
yeah, and that was my biggest problem.
You're
not having confidence.
You were excited about it.
Yes.
Because you know what you're talking about, and you're sharing it.
Yes.
So it's cool to see you grow. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. And she does. She come back and she does extensions. You did extensions before.
I did tape-ins.
Tape-ins.
Yeah. No. Now I do a little more of wefts, K-tips, I-tips.
When did that happen? Yeah. Oh my gosh. She's like all grown up now. So that is awesome though, that you went and were able to, sometimes that's what you have to do is like get out of the comfort zone to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely, I feel it.
I see it. It's visibly. It's visible. I'm sure, I couldn't imagine just like picking up and going to a different state, starting over career-wise, you know.
Yes. I mean, it was, like nerve-wracking. Going from one place, like building my book here, and then going there and like starting all over.
Is it like when you're going into a salon, and that's where it's so crucial about who your salon family is, because I always get like, I would be so scared of like other girl like judgment or competitiveness.
Yes. I mean, thankfully, where I went, it was amazing.
Everybody
like it was I went in, I felt it. You know, when you feel it, and you're like, yeah.
That's good
yeah,
too.
it helped me grow, and now I am so excited to stay here and grow here.
What's their salon name?
Salon La Bella.
Salon La Bella. Well, it's so refreshing to hear that, you know, because I feel like online you're always just seeing how. That's why I was like, that makes me scared for thinking about. I always hear about competitiveness and that whole typical salon vibe, you know, like competition and stuff. So shout out to Salon La Bella for empowering people. Yes, great. That's awesome. So today we just came out with this whole new system line of products. We're still testing more, so there will be more to come. Hannah's going to talk to you a little bit about some of our new products. As everybody knows, we have our own product line, and we're constantly trying to learn more and develop new fun things.
And they're all sulfate free, so they're really good for your hair.
Which one's your favorite so far?
My favorite so far is this shampoo, conditioner, and the repair.
And that's and this is what, because I'm still learning about it as well. Like learning about, it's amazing chemistry wise, how much you don't realize goes into a freaking shampoo.
Yeah.
But so that is the keratin therapy shampoo, keratin therapy conditioner, and keratin therapy, what's it called? I can't see. Nourisher?
The replenisher.
Yes.
So this will help repair your hair.
And so from what I understand, it's supposed to be, it's helpful to use it as a system.
Yes. It'll leave your hair feeling good, and it's also good for color. It helps kind of keep the color in. If you use a good product, it's going to help in the long run. And so
what's been like, so what I was learning, and what you can tell me your experience is, so it's like like I guess like a canvas. If you have a canvas and you're prepping your canvas to get run over, but you're making it really strong so that it doesn't break when it gets run over, because that's supposed to help kind of.
So this is like your shield.
You're keeping it strong before it gets run over. What we were learning in the class is that it is, I'm trying to think, you said like a shield, what's the word? Like, what's that one product? You know, there's that one popular thing that has all the steps to it, you know, step 1, step 2.
The K18?
It's like K8. K18 is comparable to that, right?
Yes, that's what the chemist said.
And what that one that starts with an O?
Olaplex.
Oh. Yes. I had to do the weird O to get it. So that. Well, and the only thing I'm not comparing it to Olaplex, but you know how they literally have 1, 2,
the
3.
System,
yes,
the whole system for it. Yes,
so that is similar in that it's like a system.
Yes, and I mean it's just came out, but the clients that I've used it on, they come back and they're like, "Oh my God, like what did you do to my hair last time?"
Oh, really? So you feel the difference,
and they feel the difference.
And then so you use it's sulfate free. You use the shampoo or conditioner. So this is something you use every day.
I mean, when you wash your hair, I would say if you wash it, yes,
like it's a shampoo you would use.
Yes, and this one, all you need to do is like if you have thick hair like yours, just like 2 pumps. It'll go a long way. It'll last you forever.
And okay, so wait, I want to. So shampoo, how much shampoo do you, just like it's concentrated?
Yes. It's like this one compared to like other ones. This one doesn't have as much water. It's not so diluted. So it's a little bit thicker consistency. I remember she said that. So I would just be like, okay, the first 2 pumps and like really lather it and then wash your hair. And you get a real good lather when you use it? Yes, you do.
Because that's interesting. I have not used it quite yet on myself to feel it. Like I've touched it, but to feel it in my own hair. And I think they used it on me yesterday, but I didn't rub my hands to feel the suds.
To feel it.
Like,
yes. It suds really, really well.
That's good too. Because a lot of sulfate frees, it's just like.
They're very,
you got to really
I always say, whenever I tell my clients, I would say go in and rinse your hair really well and then use it. Because if you go with a shampoo on top of your dirty hair, it's not going to lather that well. And you're just using shampoo for no reason.
So true, so true. Because I was literally talking about that yesterday because I was talking about how when I'm at home, I literally like try to do everything you guys do, like to a T, and I'm like, I section correctly, I use the brush right, and I don't ever. It doesn't look the same. And I was realizing, I think a lot of it is from when I do my own shampoo. Like my hair is not as clean as you get it.
Yes.
And that's where it's so important to do like multiple shampoos if you have to get it really clean. Yeah. So you're creating that surface.
Yes.
To take the product for your hair to take for the.
Yeah, and the conditioner too. It plays a big part of it. If you put too much on it, it's gonna weigh it down, and then you're gonna feel like you get greasier faster because you're like putting conditioner everywhere.
It's like icky. Don't you know that feeling when you have like the glop? Yes. You're like, I just washed my hair.
Yes.
And you have the big old like greasy. I've been there. That was a couple days ago. Guilty. So and you, it's like a thick. What's your feeling on it? Like consistency wise,
it is. They're pretty thick, so that's why I'm like just use the minimal. And as you use it, you'll kind of get to know your hair. Start with just a little bit, and then be like, okay, well next time I needed more or I needed less. Kind of depends on the hair type.
Varies. I know I'm talking like so broadly when it really depends on the person, but my point is that they're very concentrated from what everybody was saying. And what's so interesting is like, okay, so we've had our own products for years and years and years, and I have not heard. I try to make sure we're telling the guests what we're using, just so they know. Like, because I always try to tell stylists to teach them, just so that they know what we're using. Because sometimes people don't even realize we have our own brand. Yeah. And yesterday at the promenade, they were so excited to talk about it. They were like, this is what I'm using on you today. Just to tell people it is something exciting. Yeah. I'm excited about it. And they were excited about it. So
that way they know too what they're using. They're get familiar with the product.
Exactly. And then also I always say, so then like I always try to teach the guests the desk to write what you used on them, because a lot of times they'll call and be like, what did they use on me? And then we have to make 5 more phone calls, and then they ask you and they're like, what did you use? And you're like, I've done 25 shampoos since then. I have no idea what I use. Yes. So it's such a click of a button, and then we have that under that person's name. So and it's then they can come in and be like, I hated that. Whatever it was, don't use it again.
Yes.
And then at least we will know. So it's nice to see it's people are. I'm excited. It makes me excited. And then so those 3 products are supposed to be. I mean, they're not. They don't have to be, but it's helpful to. They all work off of each other to be used in a system, correct?
Yes. And I also like it too. I mean, this is good for repair. And I also like these because they're sulfate free. So you can use it with, if you get a keratin or Brazilian blowouts, you can use those too. And it's amazing. It'll keep the frizz. You know, from your hair frizzing, it's so hot here. So,
oh my gosh, it's
this morning, like you're like, whoosh.
Well, and I have Brazilian in my hair, but that's how you know it's time for another Brazilian because normally my hair blow dries very well, and I hadn't had my hair done in a minute. I was so excited I got it done yesterday, and then I worked out. Normally my hair will stay in the gym, and I can sweat through it and still have good hair.
Yes.
And then I walked in this morning and I was like, all camera ready except for my frizzy hair. But that's when you know it's time for a Brazilian. Yes. But so then I could, like, technically for somebody like me, I could use that at home. And do you feel like it's like good for all hair types or what's?
I mean, I would say maybe somebody that has very fine, thin hair. It's a little bit heavier. Heavy? Yeah. You could still use it. Just, even if it's fine, sometimes you do get that frizz.
Right.
Use the slightest bit and maybe combine it with something else that's not so thick.
Right.
And that way it kind of gets the frizz out, but it doesn't weigh it down.
Interesting. That's a good, actually. So like cocktailing.
Yes.
And then you could find different things. That's like gets all exciting. That's like if people do that with like foundation and stuff.
Yes, and you're like, oh, that's what it does. Yes,
there's the difference. I see it now. And then so the keratin therapy. How would you recommend? When do you put that in your hair? How much? Like, how do you put that? Where does it go? Roots to ends? How do you? I
mean, usually it'll be like mids to ends. Yes, try to avoid it.
Avoid root, obviously, or else you're going to get that. I forgot to wash my conditioner out.
That flathead.
That greasy.
Yes.
Need some dry shampoo already. And so do you want your hair to be like slightly towel dried? Or does it matter when, like, I would you say, recommend?
Yeah, towel dry and just kind of put it to that, like the end.
Brush it through.
And then, when you're blow drying it, blow dry it in.
Does it need to be blow dried in?
It doesn't need to be, but
it's helpful.
It also helps. Yeah, like anything, like kind of
it activates it a little bit more. Well, because when if you think about it, like when you're using the blow dry, it's super hot. You're opening the cuticle. It's like when you're in the shower with shampoo. You're opening the cuticle, driving the product into the cuticle, and so it's able to actually do its job. And you're probably like I just learned in Brazilian blowout, like the heat is what activates a lot of the chemicals.
Yeah, it seals it
I
in.
know chemicals, but but that's what gets it into the that's what helps activate some of the things that make it it turns it into a different property.
Yes,
I learned. I was like, oh, interesting. I didn't know that. And so I was going to ask, okay, shampoo. My question. So for somebody like me who has a difficult time getting that really like clean, squeaky clean hair at home that you guys do here, like I can't take Maria home with me.
Yes,
I wish I can't. What would you recommend for somebody? Like, how could I get super, super clean?
I would say, I mean, we don't have it up here, but we have the clarifying shampoo, which it is a little drying, so you don't want to use it every time you wash your hair, but that will take off a lot of buildup that you have. So you can use it maybe like every other week.
Oh, like, so then it's not.
And you just clarify your hair like that week, and then you continue using the keratin, yeah.
When you say remember you said to use the shampoo, you said to wash before this, that first wash. What would you wash with that twice, shampoo wise? Remember, didn't you is that what you said?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like rinsing your hair. Like I usually roll rinse.
Is this what? Oh, you're saying rinse.
Rinse
okay,
it really
well. I was
well.
like, wait, I want to make sure. So that's why I wanted to understand. Okay, so you're saying get your water, get your hair very wet before you just start like dunking and diving in.
Because most of the time, I mean, nobody tells you. You go in, you wet it a little bit, and then you put your first shampoo in. And you're like, oh my God, it's so dirty. So I've learned from myself because I feel like I have greasy hair all the time. I go in and like really clean it, like you said, clean like a canvas, clean it, and then go in with the shampoo. And then you'll like get that lather, yes.
So and especially with those of us that have like long hair, and something that Dilma just taught me, because I was talking about this, is like how much when you're washing your own hair at home, we skip like this whole back section, like the crown down, like all that by the occipital bone, like so now I've been like scrubbing in there. I'm like, if that's what I need to do to get it clean, I'm gonna like you guys, because it is true, when you guys are doing it, you can really focus on that spot,
the whole
like on the right spots. When you're doing it yourself, you're kind of just like like herbal essence, in the shower. So,
and that's why I said, I'm like, even if every other week or once a month you use a clarifying shampoo, we don't all like, oh my goodness, sometimes we're rushing and we can't really get into that hair. The clarifying will clean all that,
get that layer of
yuckiness out.
Yes. It is so. It's funny because I think
we use so much product on our hair.
It's crazy that the last time that happened, whatever they did some deep scalp treatment, and then they put color on, and I was like, oh, it's kind of burning, because my scalp was so clean. It was so clean that I was like, oh, why is that? I'm feeling it.
And like it's tingling.
It's because it hasn't been so clean. It hasn't felt that in a long time. So have you used that brush with that scalp treatment thing here?
I have not. No, I've seen it, but I haven't used it.
Brenda was like, "Oh yes, you need to do it." I was like, "Okay," and I did it. And
you see, that's a good treatment. Like if you're coming out to the salon and getting it done,
and it's only like $10 or something. I think. But I will have to say, shout out to Brenda, because that worked very good. It worked. Yeah. You were right, Brenda. You were right. And then I just want like little details. I feel like in hair in general, in life in general, it is so important. The little details can make or break something. Like you can do the same hair as somebody else, but it's the little details that are going to provide you with a different result.
Yes.
So that's why I'm very asking 25 questions. I just, I'm curious. Yeah. So, and conditioner wise, this is the same. You never want to put it on your scalp.
On your scalp, yes.
Just like, where would you say somebody like for what happens if you have like lightened hair up here? And can you put, like, sometimes I want to put it up here just to get the moisture.
Yes. I mean, you can, but just try not to be like, because I mean, I've done it before, and I would be conditioner, and all you do is bloop, and then put it down. I mean, work your way here, and then whatever left you have, just kind of go through your hair.
Touch it a little bit. And are you avid into thinking with the, like, cold water seals the cuticle, hot water? I mean, like, I've heard everybody has different opinion.
It is good for your hair to do it with cool water.
Rinse with cool? Mm-hmm. Like, you recommend that?
I do recommend it if you can take it. I personally, I've tried it. I'm like, it's too cold. I can't do it. But if you can do it, it's great. It'll make your hair, like, feel so much better.
Actually, that is true. It's funny because at the salon, we get some bomb massages on our heads, and everybody's like, "Would you like a cool rinse?" And for the longest time, I was like, "No." And now I've been doing it, and it actually is like exhilarating. It's quite interesting. Yes. It makes my body tingle. I couldn't do it at home though. Yeah. So, but if you can do it at home. I noticed a difference.
Yeah, because Maria does it. I'm like, even when I shampoo her out here, and it's like, she's like colder, and I'm like, this is as cold as it gets. You know, I'm like, I can't go colder. Yes,
Maria is a special angel.
Yes,
who has worked here for like 20 something years, and she literally touches you. I swear, she'll like touch my arm, and I feel love like running through her bones, and she's so special, and she does the most amazing scalp
massages
or
and
neck
back
massage
and head massage. You can go on and on.
Anything, and she does it with love that you can actually like feel it. It really. So if you're ever in here, you gotta. I feel like everybody should have a Maria shampoo once, or
if you come in and like sometimes I come in, I'm like my head is hurting, and like she'll give me a head massage, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
And I have to say, China at the Village, that's still my sister. She's like a close second. I had like the worst migraine. And typically I just am not the kind of person that's like, yeah, I rub my head. You know, I'm like, don't touch me.
Yes.
And I let her rub my head, and it is amazing what massage can do. Like,
yes.
It felt, and afterwards I was like, thank you. You are close. You are close to Maria there. That was good. So, and so the last question about the keratin thing. Do you use that every single time you wash?
I would say like it's more of a reparative. So if you're looking into, you have blonde hair. Like my client, has like black hair. She's been like box dyeing it. We're trying to go like to put in some highlights. And I told her to use it, like twice a week, a little bit more than usual, just because we want to repair her hair before we go in again.
So that's where that's exactly. I was like, I wanted to make sure I understood. So you're prepping,
yes,
because no matter how many times anybody can tell you, oh, I lighten hair so wonderfully, no damage is going to happen. Like if you're using lightener. You can't. That's chemistry.
Yes.
There's gonna be. You're roughing up the cuticle. Yes. I've never seen. Like no, that's a lot. So if somebody's telling you there's not gonna be. Even if it's the minimal. You're still changing. You're changing the structure of your hair. So it's gonna be. You're changing it.
Yes.
You're going from one to the other. It's gonna be different.
Yes.
So that is where if you're using all three of those, you are prepping the hair to go through, or so that
your next
doesn't
service
have to be so damaging. Like you're preparing your hair to be stronger, so that it doesn't go like. I'm trying to
so you don't go like the girls that are like, doesn't matter, chop off my hair, I just want to be blonde.
It's like Brad Mondo's videos, where it's like. I get anxiety because the girl's like, another round. And they put the lightener on, and then she pulls it
out. You're like,
oh, yes. The gummy hair. Cringe. So, well, anything else that I missed detail wise?
No. I think that's it on this little system here.
And we're still,
this one I like, but I would say you can't use too much of it because it is very heavy. I would say if somebody would, it's like a smoothing.
It's called Straight Smooth. And I just...
It's like an anti-frizz.
Oh, got it. Is it like a Kerasmooth type thing?
It is like a Kerasmooth, yeah. But this one I feel like it's a little bit thicker. I feel like it's a little bit thicker, but it's not as... oily.
Oh, got it. And I remember she was saying that they all have, if I could remember.
Like I would say I've had like the princess's mom. Sometimes they have like curly hair. And I advise them to get that. That smells so good. It's like a citrusy smell to it too.
Oh, it does smell. It's very fresh. I like fresh scents. I don't like...
So that one I would just say like curly hair. That way curly hair tends to be dry. No. This will give it a little more shine and take away the frizz.
I want to smell it.
This one.
I feel like the scent of this product is so... Oh, it's very fresh. Like, it smells clean. I love. There's nothing like my favorite is like.
My goodness!
When
this
you
one smells so
when
good.
you do your hair and the next day you smell it in your hair like that, you're like, ooh, what is that? And it's you. It's your hair. You're like, that's my hair.
Like, it's me.
Good. It does smell that. What does it? Do they all smell the same?
I know. I think this one has more of a fruity smell to it, which I love.
Ooh.
I mean, that I would even just use it for the smell.
She's like rubbing it lotion. Awesome. And then I think that'd be, I don't know. What we'll do. This one.
Oh yeah, the volumizing one.
Volume
we used to have the surf spray, which I like the volume.
She said she's still looking for a replacement, so I don't think that one is for surf spray.
For that, okay.
That's what Brenda said. Brenda is like the one that's helping facilitate all this. I just heard her say that like 30 seconds ago. That's how.
Well, she was telling me about that volumizing earlier too, because I asked her. I'm like, I haven't had enough time to try this volumizing one, so I'm like, what is the difference? Because I like the surf spray. I feel like it works really good. And she's like, this one is not. It doesn't give as much.
That was
volume.
like had a lot of grit to it.
Yes, this one doesn't. And she said you can spray it like.
It's probably lighter.
It's not kind of like overspraying.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's because sometimes I feel like you could, if the wrong person had surf spray, you could kind of like go bad route. Like I tried to use surf spray. Like
if you don't use it the right way,
surf spray is good as a stylist, as a guest. Like you could just go wrong real fast, and I've been there, and that's why I know. Because I'm like, oh, she said just a little bit on my root, and I'm like, and then it's like gummy, like sticky tacky.
Because your little bit is a different little bit of the client,
and you guys know exactly. You guys know. So I mean that's. I mean I'm interested. I have not tried it yet either. So it'll be fun. It's fun to play. So what happened? Just so, because as we're talking about like the older products, so we've used several different companies that we've manufactured our products at over the last 25, 30 years, whatever. And during COVID, a bunch of between shipping issues and then different laws changed with like sprays, the companies took huge hits in California, and literally one it was kind of funny, the one that this happened to us like 2 years ago. We sent out for an order and they literally said sorry, we closed.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And we've been using them for like years, so that was crazy. So then we started researching into new products. We found these new products, and then we still had it. We had used two companies then, but we still had the other one. We were like, all right, at least we have this one. Like, this one's holding strong. Like, we're good. And then he sent an order, and the guy said, there's some of these I can send you, and some of them I can't, because this is going to be the last order. So it happened again. And they're both in California. And that happened with literally in 2 years. So now we just found this small business. Where did she say they're from? I forgot. It's some state like Indiana or something like that.
Something like that.
Do you remember, Zach? I don't remember. Well, okay. Yeah. Anyways, I can't. It'll come to me.
It's like Minnesota.
It is Minnesota, right?
It was some like North state.
It was some random. And she flew. Yeah. Then she owns the company.
And that's what was cool about it, because we've never. I mean, I've been with you guys for, years, and we've never had like the chemist actually come out and be like, all right, this is our product. This is what it does.
Yes.
This is the way we made it and what's in it and everything. So it was pretty cool.
We can talk. She literally gave us her number to communicate with her for feedback. Like, it's just nice to be able to work directly with somebody. Like, we're working on new stuff. Like, it's so I guess everything happens for a reason. And so stay tuned, because there will be other new ones. We're going through like trial phases right now, and it's so funny because like Dilma at our Venetian Village location, she's like, Lexi, and she keeps texting me every day, I love this shampoo, this other one that she really wants us to get, and she's like, what if I have everybody pre-order it? Can I just have people pre-order it, please? I'm like, well, you don't tell me. You got to tell my dad and Brenda, because I can't.
Is it an old one? Or?
No, it's a new one.
The
old ones are just gonna be like, there's no
there's no way to
it's
order
like gone.
Yes.
Like they gone. Bye bye. Literally not fun. Like when we finally had like stability. It's not fun.
Yeah, like the
to
Cara
have
Smooth was a really.
I mean, and there's a lot. Our most selling product that we had right now is volumizing shampoo. So it sucks. Like we don't want to. It's painful, but that's a part of owning a business. Is you have to like shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So.
But good thing we have backup.
And that's what we had to do. Like this has been going on for a couple. Well, probably he's known probably like 8 months since that last company did it. So, but at least there's more stability here. It's a stable. Like we know who owns it. There's nothing.
I remember
happening.
your dad. I was in Tennessee, and I was talking to him about coming back, and he was like, yeah, I'm so excited. We're going to meet with the chemist. We got this going on. And like, he was just like, giving me the feedback, but you can see it in like his voice, like his excitement of all these new things are coming. And
well, and it is so exciting because, it's like in life in general, you're constantly evolving, trying to make things better. And we go through different phases in life. That's what I'm realizing. Like, I mean, you've seen me here and there. You've seen me in some of my lower spaces, and not that I was doing bad, but I don't think I was like, yay. I know maybe I was probably saying yay, but I probably wasn't internally saying yeah. So yay. So we go through ups and downs, and it's just very exciting once you start to have those good hits, and then everything you talk about, you're creating it finally. You're like, it's
here,
we're doing it. Like you probably feel as a stylist when you work towards wanting to do something, and then you do it, and you're like,
and that's what I tell the girls too. Like Evelyn, I had a talk with her, and she was just like, she was just like asking me what the experience was.
She's new, and how long has she been here? Like a month or two.
Maybe,
Very new. Just graduated from school. She's we have an associate program. And what did she say?
No, she was just asking me how it was here and everything. I'm like, just don't give up, Sometimes, I was at that point too. When I got out of school, I'm like, when am I going to get out of assisting? Like, not that I...
Right.
didn't enjoy it, but at the same time I was here to do hair. Like it's what I wanted to do.
Well, and
but
100%.
You have to.
You 100 and I'm sorry. Finish what you're saying.
No, and I was just like, you'll get to that point, and like now I'm like, it took me like 1.5 years, almost 2 years of assisting, but it taught me so much from like everyone. You just have to hold on tight and like get through it all, and then once you get there, it's like, I'm glad I did it.
Well, and and you were at a time when there really wasn't like cut and dry, like, and that's when between him and I, probably what he was sharing his excitement with you is we would continue to try to make systems and structures, and we had allowed people or opinions matter to us trying to run the business, and we're like, oh well, she doesn't like it, so we can't do it. And that was the wrong opinion. Like, no, this is what we're doing. This is what we're investing our money in. Why are we? Of course, that was just the wrong opinion that we were listening to.
Yeah.
So we are now like following through with all the things we've always wanted to do, like creating a structure for them, so that the next group of people comes in, and then they know. When are you going to get on the floor? Okay, I need to do this. I need to do X, Y, Z, and following through with it, not just saying it and having it. Like they have class every Monday now. Like it's a commitment, and the market's shifting. So remember, we went through COVID when we couldn't find. It was just a different market. Nobody was coming to work. Remember that?
Yes.
So now it's different. People want to be a part of something, and have those structure. Like I feel like it just makes it so much better for me, for him, because nobody's sitting there like, when is this gonna happen? When is that gonna happen? It's like just cut and here you go. This is what you need to do. Okay, what did you do? Like Sam at the Village. I was like, oh, when are you gonna be on? I'm ready. Like I like to push people. I'm like, let's go, baby. You ready, girl? Let's go. I've seen you. Don't tell me you can't do it because you're so good. And I get so hype. I'm like, wow, I never knew you could do that. And I'm like, okay, well, when is it happening? And she's like, well, she has to get certified in short hair. And so like she knows what she has to do. And that just makes that makes us as a team, a company.
Yeah. And
better.
I mean, it is good because like I said, like not everywhere provides all these classes and all these, you know, yes, at the beginning you're like, oh my goodness, like I have to go through all this, but it's worth it once
hopefully, and that's where like feedback is so crucial and important. Like we're trying to create it so that like, yes, it's a lot, whatever. And it's only like a couple hours on like a month. It's not like before where you didn't even know what you were going to be doing. Is it 4 hours haircutting class? You know, it's like it's an investment, but you're going in and hopefully I want it to be stuff that you're like learning from immediately, you know? And so now it's almost like I'm trying to think of the word, like a curriculum. Like, so here, this is what you're learning for. So then you have that, okay, on to the next, you know.
So you know what you're expecting.
Yes. And then creating it so it's, and like Sarah from the village, you know Sarah.
Yes.
You know Sarah.
Yes.
I forgot she worked at.
She worked here for a while.
That's my girl. She is a part of the program now too. Like, and she's just all this. I will never forget. Sarah is a stylist. She lives in LaBelle. She drives an hour and a half every day, and she has worked for everything she's had here. And if you ever see her, she kind of has like resting bitch face, but she's not.
No, she's not.
She's really like a big teddy bear. And so she literally told me one day, she was like, I want to be involved in the classes. And I was like, oh, okay, go for it. Like, what do you want to do? And she has worked her way, like, she's a part of it and wants to make it better. Like, it's just, and it just makes it more exciting to see it happening. Yes. And Jen, who got, remember, Jen was probably, for starting, Jen is the main person, our main teacher, who came from Paul Mitchell, who was a teacher, learning leader there, then came here, and she went through a lot of adversity because that was that adversity. I'm saying, because nobody would let her do her, like, she's just trying to teach a basic haircut, and everybody's like, no, you didn't do that right. You know, it's like, it's a one-length haircut. Let her calm down, the poor girl.
And that it was confusing because it would be like, okay, so who do we listen to?
This person told you to do this. This person told you to do that. Oh, goodness gracious. I was getting nervous. So, and Jen has made it through all of that. And that's what I'm saying. It's just such a better, like, that energy is gone. Like, now Jen has, like, she has always had the best intention. And, of course, she's going to listen to feedback, but we have to have a fluid company that's all working together, you know, so.
Yeah, we're all a family and all
trust, honor, respect each other, like feedback, whatever. So I just proud of them. They're doing so good, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited Hannah's back. I'm proud to see how much you've grown. You're like, I can't wait for the season.
Yes,
I'm a book.
I'm like, I'm ready. I'm like, oh no, this summer has been.
You're like, you're in your era. She's in her era. You have like a smile, like you just look happy.
I am. I mean, I've always known this is what I want to do. And I know coming back, like right now, it's slow and it's been a little harder for me to be like.
September's the worst month of the year.
But, you know, I'm just like excited for season to be here. I mean, I love doing hair. That's what I'm here for. And to make clients feel and look good. And I can sleep at night. Yes. I'm that person that something goes wrong or something. I'm like, oh my God, is she happy? Is she, you know, like,
oh my gosh, that's like Mackenzie. So bad. She'll be like 2 days later. Do you know if so and so
did they call?
Did I cut it? Did I cut it a quarter of an inch too short? I'm like, dude, no, they loved it. Did you not see their smile on their face when they told you they loved it 5 times? And she, you know, you just constantly, or you'll go home and maybe I should have used this, you know, whatever.
Yes.
And I'm like, how do you gotta let it go. You did your thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully what we were talking about earlier is that hopefully we create a well enough relationship with the guests so that they feel comfortable to tell us if there is something. And then you don't have to worry about that later because you're creating that door where they're like,
They
I
feel
don't like
comfortable
this.
to be like,
Yes.
you know what, like,
Can we fix
let's change this.
Yes.
Let's do, you know, yes.
So that's, and then you don't have to stress about that because you know you're like they'll tell me.
Yeah.
They'll tell me.
But, you know, I mean, regardless, you're a hairstylist. You're still like, oh, my God, you know.
Still. No, I know.
Was it blonde enough? Yeah.
Oh, that's just your
Yes.
brain, how it's going to be.
Yes.
So that's, you know, all the above. But,
Yeah, but
well,
thank you so much.
thank you for, we got her to talk, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have never
You're
done
actually
this.
pretty good at it. Good job.
I would have never done this 2 years ago. Just saying, I
know.
would have been like a nervous wreck.
So proud.
But thank you.
Well, thank you. You did great.